Well guys, how's it going? Today we're going to talk about YouTube and whether or not motovlogging is really a viable option for most people. Now, I know various motovloggers and stuff. I have respect for them and they're just nice people. Everyone I've met so far has been nice. There's not a single person I'd be like, I wouldn't ride with him, or oh boy, his videos are crap. Because, well, for one, videos are very opinionated. I mean, this video might be crap to you, might be awesome to another person. This orange Honda might be a shitty color to somebody because they like black, they like yellow, they like green, whatever. That woman might be hot, that one might be ugly, but I might think the reverse. So it is what it is. So you know what? This is just my opinion on YouTube, and I do have respect for the various motovloggers I have met, and I wish them the best. However, with that said, I am a rider first, a motovlogger second. I know a lot of those guys are, at least the feeling I get is that they are motovloggers first and riders second. Because they saw, hey, I saw these videos, it was awesome, I went out and bought a bike, and I went out and bought a GoPro and the Senya comms, and I'm going to motovlog. Well, for one, you got to look at the market we're in. You're talking about dual sport, adventure, dirt bikes. It's a small niche. Of a niche. Motorcycles in general are a niche. So riding off-road is even that much smaller of that niche. So you're not going to really have the subscribers as, I don't know, some of the stupid talk YouTube channels that just, they have like millions. You're just like, all this guy does is talk, and the words coming out of his mouth is a pile of shit. But at a certain point, they have so many subscribers that they're just like, hey, I can open up this envelope on YouTube, and they'll have like 300,000 views because they have millions of subscribers. And it's like, really? You just made hundreds of dollars opening up something. And everything you talked about for 17 minutes wasn't educational, didn't really help anyone. It wasn't even opinion based about anything other than you opened up an envelope of shit on camera. Well, not even shit, that would have been entertaining. Hell, that might have been funny. No, it's just literal garbage. And there's people subscribe to that crap. I don't get it personally, but that's common. And in the motovlogging scene of motorcycles, the crap out there are usually the street bike guys. There's some good ones. There's some that I like to watch, but there's a lot of just crap. They're speeding, they're wheeling. Yeah, every Tom, Dick, and Harry can do a wheelie. It's not that impressive. It really is not that impressive. When you can go this video, and there's 20 guys in all the video or more doing wheelies. It's like, yeah, I was doing a wheelie on a BMX bike when I was a kid, and I'm sure that's going to rub a lot of people the wrong way, but fuck them. This is my channel, and this is my point of this video, is my channel is my channel. I do what I want. And so anyways, I was kind of getting off, but those guys on the sport bikes, and I used to ride street bikes. I wish I had a GoPro then. All the crazy stuff. And you notice they're all young in those videos. I'm 40 now, guys. So I'm not young. So back when I got my Yamaha FZ1 2001, I got the first one at my dealer, a blue one. And even then, at age of, I think I was 24, 25, I wanted an upright riding bike. I could have bought any bike there. I didn't get a deal on the bike. It was, I believe, out the door, $9,400. Outrageous. because I think the price for them were like 95, 92s. I don't quite remember, but you know, I definitely got a little bit taken. But you know, buying a new model, being the first on the list, prepaying. I even prepaid because I had heard of dealers being so scummy on various bikes that they would somebody else would come and be like, well, I'd give you more, and they'll be like, okay, and then they just tell the person that was waiting first on the list, oh, your bike didn't come in. How are you going to know that they just sold one? You know? So I actually, 6 months out, I maybe it wasn't that long, maybe it was like 3 or 2, I actually paid the thing in full. I know you might say, well, that's great. I knew they were going to get the bike, but I was guaranteed at that point I was getting the first bike because I paid for the first bike. So I wish I had a GoPro because the crazy stuff I did then, I'm lucky to be alive, guys. I truly am. If you've ever seen the Ghost Rider videos, and I'm not talking about the stupid Nicolas Cage movie, I'm talking about where the guy, I think he was over in Amsterdam, just like lane splitting top speed. I've done that. I'm not proud of that, but I have done that. I have ridden really crazy. I have passed people on the shoulder. I I'll be open because it's been a long time. I have run from the cops a few times and got away. I got away every single time. So the only time I got a big ticket was out here when I moved out to Colorado. And then that's when I kind of said, you know, enough street bikes. I'm getting too old for this shit. And I went to dirt bikes, off-road bikes. And I always had a thing for off-road bikes. I always wanted to go down that dirt road. And I actually did that on my FC1. Like some roads here, some locals will know, like Phantom Canyon Road or Shelf Road. I did that on my FC1. I was like, oh, what's down there? I'll go down there. So I always had that natural like adventure spirit. I wanted to go see where that trail went. I wanted to go see where that road goes that I otherwise would pass by, typically on a street bike, unless I felt very adventurous that day, and I just went down anyways. So I didn't really have to learn too much about riding on the dirt. I grew up, obviously, with a little bike, but I did have some time in between that bike. So I know this is going to be kind of long because I am giving you a backstory, but I got a dirt bike. You know, I got the XR650R. Brother-in-law bought one. He also got rid of his street bike, and that was the bike I always wanted. I always looked at the dealer. I could sit on. I could flat foot it. Basically, it fit me. It seemed like it would have enough power. It's a Honda. It was made to run Baja. It just seemed like that was always the bike. So he bought one. I was like, well, hell, definitely buying one now. So I bought a used bike, and that's what I have, 2001 XR650R. And I have roughly 80 to 90,000 miles. I kind of stopped keeping track, but that's my estimate. It might be 100,000. I mean, that bike in general, I mean, I know the kid I bought it from actually rode the bike somewhat. So even if he only had like 10,000 miles on it, yeah, it might be pushing 100,000 miles on that bike. And I've done one top end, timing chain on it, replaced the guides inside for the cam chain and all that stuff. But, you know, I expected it to last quite a bit longer. I've had no real issues with it. It's never let me down. I've never broke down. Besides the piston, the valves being done, and the valves were at that point close to pulling through the head, which would have been a disaster. So I didn't ride it for almost a whole year, because I knew that was happening. That most likely that was happening. And luckily I had the gas, so I just rode the gas for a year. So I still rode a bike. It's just my mileage. At that point, I bought a gas EC300 2012, and I swapped over to riding that for a year until I did the top end of the XR, just to try to save some money. 2 bikes, Both are up and running now. Both seem to be running good. So anyway, so I bought the bike, and I had then got a GoPro, and I was kind of always into the whole I want a GoPro, like one of the first ones, and just I'm not like an early adapter to technology, but I like technology. I'm just not running out there and dropping $500 until I know it works, which means that's kind of a little later to the YouTube. But once I got one, I started putting out videos all the time, like riding dirt, because I was riding 4, 5, 6, 7 days a week. I didn't have my daughter at that time, so I was riding whatever I wanted. I was lucky enough to be able to do that. Huge thanks to my wife, of course, for allowing me to do that. And I never monetized my videos. I just said, you know what? I don't want ads on my videos. Fuck YouTube. So I didn't monetize. And then, like, a couple of years went by. I was like, you know what? I woke up one day and it was like a switch in my head. I was just like, what the hell? I'm going to monetize. So I went through all the videos, turned on monetization for everything. You know, which of course I'm sure there's some of my older videos still there that have, I come across them occasionally, I'll click on it, I'll click edit, and like the keywords are nothing because it was never meant for anyone to do a search of my video. It was for me to share on ADV Rider, Thumper Talk, you know, email to my parents or, you know, whatever, just share with family, friends, Facebook. Now, I only got into Facebook recently, so not even really Facebook as much. But it was just to put out there. And I do this as a hobby. Now this is where I'm going to get more into the whole YouTube and as a career. I'm not doing this as a career, people. Counting on YouTube. YouTube tomorrow might shut down my channel for any reason. Maybe their algorithm says, you know what? We don't like what this guy talks about and just shut it down. And of course, then you try calling YouTube. Good luck there. There's plenty of guys on YouTube that have lost content, have been reduced in what they can upload. They went from, you know, they can upload a 20 gig file, unlimited time, to 15 minutes, back to the 15 minutes. You can check out Eli the Computer Guy. He's one of them. Another channel I watched that gave me this idea, so a big thanks to Louis Rosman out of New York. He does like Apple computer repair, so I guess if you need like a Mac repair guy for laptops, he seems pretty competent from the videos I watched of him doing various board repair. But he talks about other stuff too, and that's what really got me into wanting to discuss with you guys, because a lot of people seem to be drawn to this notion of, I'm going to go motovlog. I'm going to go make that a career. I don't, unless you're going to pay me $100,000 a year, I'm not going to do this as a career. Because, you know, and it's going to take a while to build up to a respectable amount, right? I mean, subscribers, I mean, I wasn't really pushing stuff before, but my subscriber base goes up every day. And so that's a huge thank you to you guys, of course, and gals, I'm sure. But it's not something that I can rely on. It really isn't. It's not something that anyone should really rely on. And I'm not trying to discourage you. It's nice extra money. It pays for my GoPro. I guess I can say that much. Because they don't like you talk about dollar figures. But if you meet me in person, I'm pretty much an open book. I don't really hold things back. I probably say too much sometimes. So I have to be careful here if that's like a big no-no on YouTube. You can't talk about what you get paid. Well, I tell you what, if the first day I get $1 million from YouTube is the first day I show you that check, and I go like that to YouTube, and I won't care if they shut it down. I got my money. I'm out of here. But yeah. So you guys, trusting YouTube that they're not going to just one day up and close your channel down. I don't know. I mean, I guess some people have more faith than I do, but YouTube has never made a profit. They have never, not making a profit's the big thing. And the only reason that they're around is Google. Google owns them. Google has shitloads of money. So this is just like a little pet project for them. They have YouTube. It's cool. You know, people can share videos. They corner the market there. And I know what you're going to say. Well, but if YouTube shut down, maybe somebody else would start up. And you're right. They probably would. But it would not be as generous as a company like Google can offer you. It's not going to be 20 gigabyte, unlimited amount of files uploaded all through the day, whatever your ISP really would want you to upload without throttling you back there too. But you're not going to be able to store unlimited 20 gigabyte files without monetization, or somehow that they're going to recoup the cost, or you paying. And have you seen Vimeo, if that's how you say it? Their price plans are pretty high. Because I looked into for trailtaker.com, for you guys that know I'm part of trailtaker.com. I looked into that because I don't care about the ad. From a business perspective, I don't care about the ad revenue. It's important for a startup company because we have no money, really. But as a but outside of that, the monthly amount that Vimeo charges is a lot of money, because it costs a lot of money to store those videos. It costs a lot of money in bandwidth. There's a lot of money tied up there. So you know what? This content's free. I'm putting this out there. So if you don't like it, too bad. Really, too bad to you. You know, you can hit that X up there, close down the video anytime you want. Oh, please feel free to give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or leave a comment. You know why I say that? Well, because it's participation. All YouTube cares about is participation. That's all they care about. So you can give me 1,000 thumbs down. That is showing YouTube the video is being participated by the community. And thus, it will be recommended as a video to watch. It does. Why do you think you see some videos that will have like 24,000 thumbs down and like 2,000 thumbs up sometimes in your suggested videos, if you ever pay attention to that page? Well, it's because that is participation rate, and that's all YouTube cares about, guys. So please leave a comment. Please leave a very negative comment. You know why? Because then I control you. Then I can respond, say something. Shit, it might be really bad. It might be really horrible. You might think, God, that guy's a really horrible person for responding to that horrible person in that way. But you know what? YouTube sees that as participation. Because you'll come back, leave a comment, and I'll leave a comment, and you leave a comment, and it just goes around and around and around. Shit, we could do that all day. Oh my God, you're ranking my video up more and more. Thank you. Thank you. That's definitely 2 thumbs up that you're going to have my participation rates. That shows you how many YouTube users don't understand how YouTube works. And I really didn't understand this either until I started watching videos and like reading up on it and stuff. So back to would I start a company to share files in the format that YouTube does? Fuck no. No way. There's no way in hell I would do that. So to put your trust in that this company is going to be around so you can continue to motovlog essentially for what? For 30 years? Let's say 30 years to work as a motovlogger. You're crazy. No, I don't think they are going to be around that long. You know, somebody else will come in the picture. Maybe Apple will say, you know what? We want a pet project and we're going to put out, you know, something just like YouTube or Microsoft or whoever has billions of dollars just to say, you know what, and that's how some of this works. You know, people just say, well, that's really a cool idea. I want to be a part of it. We have the money. We're going to do it. We're going to buy this video company. Somebody might buy Vimeo and say, hey, we're going to do the same thing as YouTube does. But they're not going to expect to make money out of it because there is no money to be made, at least in the format YouTube is using, with storing 20 gigabyte files, basically allowing you to not monetize that shit. Because if it's not monetized, they're not making shit. And I have plenty of videos, family videos, that are not monetized. I mean, I don't have as many as my normal videos, but I might have a good 20 out there that are just taking up space on their servers that I only shared one time the link to, you know, my parents, my wife's parents, my grandmother, stuff like the kid, or even before having the kid, just family skiing or this or that, you know, just like family activity type stuff where you might have made a copy of your VHS tape and sent them at one point in time with, you know, those big camcorders. So, you know, guys, I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm not trying to say, like, you know, don't go out and do this, but you should look at it from a hobby standpoint. Will you make some money? Sure. Have I made some money? Yeah. Paid for a GoPro, if you look at it that way. I look at it more because I consider a GoPro as a piece of my riding equipment. I consider like, it paid some daycare here and there for my daughter, so when I go to an event or, you know, I weekend or whatever. You know, that's kind of how I look at it, or I break something on the bike. Oh, you know, I guess YouTube might cover that. You know, and you have to claim that money on your taxes. So my wife makes good money, so claiming it, I pretty much get raked under the coals for on a joint return that how much. I mean, I guess the only bonus is because I'm part of Trail Taker, you know, I get right mileage and some of that stuff off and some expenses that a lot of people riding just wouldn't be able to do because it's not part of your business. Or that is part of my business with the startup, and, you know, it is what it is. I'm able to write some of that off, but so I'm lucky in that regard. So, you know, guys, I don't want to keep like beating a donkey over the head on this, but just be careful thinking that you're going to jump into motovlogging and you're going to make a lot of money. It's going to take time, and maybe I'll talk about some of that, of like the marketing aspect. Maybe I'll do a video on that, and we'll talk about the marketing, and we'll talk about, like, you know, how I developed relationships with companies, and how I really promoted myself to get products and to expand. Some of you probably don't even know that my Facebook page, Meeker Extreme, has well over 1,000 subscribers or followers, friends, whatever you want to call them, versus what you see here, 613 at this moment, which is pretty good. Which is pretty good for a guy that's not really taking this seriously. So I do thank you for watching my videos, and that's why I make some of my videos, and that's why you see a broad range of things, of stuff. I don't just talk about bikes. I don't just go show you a riding video. You know, that's why I might do a video on working on my Jeep. I might do this, talking to you. I might do a video of a new graphics card I got for my computer, or might toss up a gaming video, or I might just things I find interesting that I think other people might be helped with. Like I did one of a blender unboxing video. I did a couple unboxing videos of a gardening knife and the dragon gardening statue I got my wife. You know, just stuff I find interesting and stuff I want. I know when I'm doing a search for, I'm like, I wonder what that really is versus that little picture on Amazon, you know, and somebody showing it better and talking about it, maybe showing, if it's going with the Jeep, something that no one else is doing. No one showed a brake job being done, or a solenoid being replaced, or this or that, or some sensor, you know. And actually, those are my highest viewed videos. And my number one video, I believe it's my number one video, is just a walk around of my FZ07. Or it was wife's FZ07. We sold it now, but just stuff like that. So for you guys, gals that think, well, you're stuck with this motovlogging, a very narrow thing, and you're going to even narrow it more by doing dual sport bikes, you know what? Product reviews. People like to see products. So I'm going to leave that with you guys for today as like a tip. You know what? Buy a product. Do a review. People like unboxings. People like to see how it's used. People then like, you get multiple videos out of that one product. A long-term review even, and longer term, depending how long. I mean, like, did that really hold up like for 5 years? And you might not get as many views on that video later, but you might have had, especially if that product's still made, especially if that product was some Chinese product that all it cost you was $20, You're out very little. It was something you got to use, and it worked for you. And you're making, maybe you just made $200 on that video because it's 5 years later. So think about that, and think about how you can market yourself. And guys, this wasn't supposed to be a long video or one to bum you out on YouTube, but just think about that you're not getting rich on YouTube. There's only been a small percentage of YouTubers that made that type of money, and look at their videos. I can't stand them. Can you guys stand them? I mean, come on. Let's look around and then start wondering, like, wow. So anyways, guys, hey, please like, subscribe, check out my other videos. If you're a rider, check out the riding. If you like other stuff, hey, I might have it out there. And I don't really rely on necessarily the whole thumbs up, thumbs down, but thanks for the participation. Even if you give me the thumbs down, it'll make me cry. But anyways, check out my videos, guys. See you later.